So we're going to do some more conversions. How many inches are in 283 miles? Okay, so we're going to start off with what we're given, 283 miles. And we just kind of think about, well, what do we know? I don't know how many inches are in a mile. I know that 5,280 feet is in 1 mile. Okay, so I'm going to start with that. Now keep in mind, I am going to multiply by the number 1. In math, if you multiply an expression by the number 1, you haven't changed it mathematically. It is still equivalent. Okay, so I have to be careful. I have to decide, well, where do I want to put this? I know that there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. The other option to multiply this would be to flip it. In 1 mile, there are 5,280 feet. We're actually going to use this one because we want the units of miles to cancel. If you look, you have miles in the numerator and miles in the denominator. So with this step right here, you have new units of feet. Okay. Down here, if you look at the units, you'd have miles times miles. So you'd have miles squared over feet. Those are not appropriate units. Okay, so we're not going to do this way. So now our units are in feet. But we really want to go to inches. Okay, so we also know 1 foot is equivalent to 12 inches. You could also say that 12 inches is equivalent to 1 foot. These are equivalent. It doesn't matter which piece we put on the left and which we put on the right. So it doesn't matter which one we put in the numerator, which one we put in the denominator. We're still going to multiply by the number 1 because they are equivalent. So we have feet right here in this numerator, so we want to make sure we put feet down here. So 1 foot is the same as 12 inches. So now we see that feet in the numerator cancel with feet in the denominator. New units here are inches. And that's what we're trying to find, right? Inches. Now keep in mind, I wrote it like this, but this is mathematically equivalent to sets of parentheses. In science, though, you're typically going to see this. You're going to multiply the numerator and divide things in the denominator. But you could also use parentheses. So we do 283 times 5280 times 12 divided by 1 divided by 1. Okay, so let's type this in a calculator. Okay, so it looks like 17,930,880, and the units are inches. There's that many inches in 283 miles. Okay, let's do another one. How many seconds are in 19 hours? So you start off with the 19 hours. Okay, and I don't know off the top of my head how many seconds are in an hour, but I do know that 1 minute has 60 seconds, and so 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute. I also know that 1 hour is 60 minutes, and 60 minutes is 1 hour. Okay, so I'm going to use those conversions. I need to get to seconds, so I'm going to go from hours to minutes. So 1 hour, 60 minutes, or 60 minutes, 1 hour. Well, I want hours in the denominator, so they cancel. So 1 hour is equivalent to 60 minutes. Okay, I do the hours on top, hours on bottom cancel. So the new units here are minutes. Okay, but I want seconds. I want to end up with my final answer in seconds. So that's okay. Well, how do I convert from minutes to seconds? This piece. So I use this one here. Now I'm going to use 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds, or 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute. But I have minutes right here in the numerator, so that means for my conversion factor, I need minutes to be in the denominator. 1 minute is 60 seconds. And I did that so that this minutes in the numerator will cancel with this minutes in the denominator. And the new units are seconds. And I wanted seconds, right? So I just multiply across 19 times 60 divided by 1 divided by 1. Multiply everything in the numerator and divide by everything in the denominator. And we get, let's see, 68,400 seconds in 19 hours. Okay, let's try another one. Now this next one is sort of a combination of the first two. Convert 70 miles per hour into feet per second. Okay, so notice we had miles into feet. Well, we sort of did that. We did miles into inches, right? And then this is going to go from hours to seconds. Well, we went from hours to seconds. So we're going to kind of put those pieces together. Okay, so we're going to start off with what we know. The difference is now we're going to have something in the numerator and denominator of our first step. So 70 miles in 1 hour. Okay, that's what we're given. Now we're going to multiply by something. Let's just change miles first. We're going to multiply by a piece at a time. So a few minutes ago we said that there were 5,280 feet in 1 mile. We're trying to get to feet. Okay, so 5,280 feet in 1 mile. I'm going to multiply by that equivalency right here. But I need the miles to cancel. So I'm going to put miles in the bottom, in the denominator. 5,280 feet in my numerator. That way, miles in the numerator, cancel with miles in the denominator. My new units at this step are feet per hour. Does that make sense? Because I have feet up here, and the unit of hour is still going to carry on for this one. Feet is good. Now I need to change hours to seconds. I have feet per hour, I need feet per second. So the feet part's good. Now I need to go from hours to seconds. So we also know 1 hour is 60 minutes. We said this a few minutes ago. And 1 minute was 60 seconds. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. I'm going to do this equivalency right here. But I now have hours in the denominator. So I need 1 hour in the numerator. I need the 60 minutes here. So you're going to use your finger and you're going to cover up this middle piece. Just ignore it for now. Okay? And you're looking at, okay, if I look at just these pieces, I have hours in the denominator, hours in the numerator. Those would cancel. Okay, so now we're going to look at our new units. At this step, the new units are going to be feet, because we still have feet from here, per minute. We're not there yet. So now we're going to have to convert from minutes to seconds because we still have the feet. That's appropriate. Now we need to go from minutes to seconds. Okay, so we know 1 minute was 60 seconds. We're going to multiply by that equivalency right here. Okay, so we need minutes to cancel. We need minutes in terms of seconds. So here's minutes down here. We say 1 minute, 60 seconds. So minutes will cancel, minutes will cancel. The new units at this step are feet, because we still have, if you look at the numerator, the only unit that didn't cancel was feet. And the denominator, the only unit that didn't cancel was seconds. So our units are now appropriate. Now what do we type in our calculator? We multiply everything in the numerator across. So we're going to do 70 times 5280 times 1 times 1. Then we divide by 1, divide by 1, divide by 60, divide by 60. Looks like we get 102.667 feet per second. Let's do another one. How many years old are you if you've lived 1 billion seconds? So 1 billion. Should be 9 zeros. So 1 billion seconds. We're going to do our same conversions. So we're going to say that 60 seconds is equivalent to 1 minute. So seconds will cancel, seconds will cancel. At this step right here, the new units are in minutes. Okay, but we want years. So then we're going to say, okay, well, we have 60 minutes is equivalent to 1 hour. Minutes are going to cancel, minutes are going to cancel. At this step right here, your new units are hours. Okay, but again, I want years. So we have to go from hours somehow to years. Okay, well, we're going to say that 24 hours is the same as 1 day. So hours are going to cancel, hours are going to cancel. The new units here are days. Okay, but now we need to go from days to years. So there's 365 days in 1 year. So days cancel, days cancel. At this step right here, the new units are years. So notice we're left with years. We want to know how many years old are you. So we're good. So you're going to do 1 billion times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 divided by 60, divided by 60, divided by 24, divided by 365. Type all of that in your calculator. And it looks like you are approximately 31.71 years old if you lived 1 billion seconds.